Hi, my name is Elizabeth Kessler, and I am a student teacher at Pearl Husky Elementary. This is my case study. I was given the pleasure of working with a little boy. His name is JT. He is 9 years old and in the 4th grade at Pearl. He transferred from Chickasaw Elementary School the first week of school. His mother and father are both at home. His mother works out of town quite often. She's the only one that works within the family. His father has been diagnosed with multiple disorders, including bipolar disorder, ADHD, and PTSD. Now, he came to Pearl Husky with an IEP for speech. He has articulation problems, and he is being currently worked with at our school with the speech teacher. JT has a lot of strengths and interests. He enjoys playing with Legos. He also likes cats, and anything pertaining to Star Wars gets his attention right away. He loves to go to his grandmother's house on the weekend because he says him and his grandmother spend time together, and he learns quite a bit of things from his grandmother. So whenever he has a good week, he's allowed to go and stay at his grandmother's house. He loves cartoons and anything pertaining to nature. He's an animal lover, and he also enjoys playing with his friends that he has made at Pearl during PE time. He is very good at science and history and reading. He excels in reading, and he really pays attention in science class. He also has a lot of strong leadership qualities. He is a very good line leader, and he is not afraid to answer questions during discussion in class. And he also loves to help the teacher and I in the classroom. Anything that we like to do or have him do, he loves to do it. Now, some of JT's academic and behavioral problems are his speech and articulation problems. He cannot pay attention for very long periods of time. He does struggle with math and handwriting. He has specified in his interest inventory that he wants help with math. He does get frustrated easily, and he is distracted easily. We do believe that it is due to his transferring from one school to the other, where they might not be at the same standards level as they are at our school. He does have quite a few problems finishing his work. He can get started, but if he gets stumped on something, then he does tend to slack off, and that's when his inattention problems come in. He also gets very stressed when he's working on a timed assignment, such as a math drill in the morning. He does get very anxious, and he does distress a lot over these things. He does have some social strengths along with challenges. He is a great leader in the classroom. Like I said, he's not afraid to raise his hand. He does display other great leadership qualities, but he does tend to distract his fellow classmates, which causes him some disadvantages socially. His classmates get easily annoyed when he does distract them, and therefore they do not want to interact with him or be his friend for that matter. He does have 2 boys in the class that he is very good friends with, along with a 3rd boy, but he does not sit next to him like as close as the others do. The other 2 children in the classroom have IEPs as well, and They also have attention problems, and I believe that this is why they could possibly get along so well, is because when they are in the classroom together, they tend to have inattention towards each other. He is also busy making friends because he is at a new school and he did transfer over. A lot of his attention does go toward the other students in the class, the other classmates in the room. He did transfer to the current school at Pearl Husky with a speech and language IEP. This is part of his academic and behavioral history. He spoke when he first came of being bullied at the school and that he did not have many friends at Chickasaw. So upon working with JT, I put into play the fact that he was trying to make new friends, and a lot of his attention problems were because of him being so interested in making friends, because all of his other classmates were very warm and welcoming. He has never qualified for any special education eligibility whatsoever. He has never been referred to a problem-solving team. He has no special accommodations, and his mother has indicated some concern for ADHD testing in the future because his father has a history of it as well. We are currently working on some interventions with JT. Before the interventions came into play, I did some observations with him. I observed him in 3 different settings, and what I had found was that in all of these settings and throughout the school day, he was unable to focus on the task at hand. He was having procedures restated to him often, or he was not listening or paying attention during when the procedures were being stated. And he is constantly socializing with his fellow classmates. The effective intervention that I gave him was a self-monitoring checklist. When I put this checklist together, I decided to have all of the subjects or activities labeled, and then I gave him a chart with all the days of the week in them. On Mondays, he got a brand new chart, and when he was finished with his work for that subject, he would put a check mark next to the subject that he had finished. For instance, if he was done with his morning work, he would turn it in and then go back to his seat and put a check mark. If he had an assignment for Alabama history, he would put that in his Alabama history folder, turn it into the back of the room, and then go back to his seat and put a check mark. Now, he had to keep up with these check marks for every day throughout the week. Now, this also gave him some self-management skills to work with and some daily maintenance skills, what he needed to do and accomplish in order to be a better student. Now, his reward or incentive at the end of the week was if he had 28 to 30 checks on his self-monitoring checklist for the week, that he was allowed to play with the Legos or whatever he chose to do for his 30 minutes of free time. I gave him 30 minutes of free time, and he was allowed to play with the Legos, read a book, draw, whatever he'd like to do. I enjoyed working with JT, and when I did, I learned a lot of things. And one of the things that I learned was that it is the little things in life that count. JT got amused by what he could do academically or socially, or if he got a question right in class that the teacher was asking. He just was very happy. And it really opened my eyes that even just the slightest thing can make this child's day or another student's day. And I really enjoyed working with him. The self-monitoring checklist was one intervention that I hope to use in the future with other children with inattention problems. And I will always remember to keep the little things in mind for incentives with working with these children. And thank you to my cooperating teacher, Miss Terry, for allowing me in her classroom and working with JT. Thank you to the Pearl Haskew Elementary School for allowing me to be with them for over the past year. JT and his parents for allowing me to work with their child, and Miss Slater for giving me the skills needed to accomplish working with this child and helping with their goal. And that's the end of my slideshow. Thank you very much.